During Friday's whole group writing lesson, we worked together to start writing instructions on how to make our favorite sandwich. First, we brainstormed what some of our favorite sandwiches were, and I typed them up and added them to our screen, and we could all look at them and see what different kinds we liked. And then we started to make a list of all of the things that we needed to include in our favorite sandwich. And we all had different ideas on what our favorite sandwiches were. Some of us liked BLTs, some of us liked peanut butter and jelly, some liked salami and cheese, ham and butter, peanut butter and Nutella. There were so many different options of sandwiches that people liked. So we did that, and we made a list of what we needed. And while we wrote the items in list form, we put a different form of punctuation between each of the items that we listed called a comma. So that was one thing that we did. The next thing that we started to do was we talked out loud about, and we shared ideas about what would be the first thing that you would do when you would be telling somebody how to make the sandwich. What would be the first thing that you would do? So we kind of pictured all of the ingredients laid out on the table, right? Like we looked at the plate and the knife and the bread, the mayonnaise and mustard, or the peanut butter and the jelly, the salami, the turkey, the butter. We looked at everything laid out in front of us on the counter. We thought to ourselves, okay, what's the first thing that you do to tell somebody to start making this sandwich? How would you instruct somebody? And we shared our ideas. And we shared what we would be telling somebody. Okay, the first thing is, we shared those ideas, and we heard from maybe 6 or 7 people. And so our next job that we did was, together, we wrote down, okay, write that down. Write down the first thing that you would do. So we had so far, for our pre-writing for our instructions on how to make a sandwich, we had all the items that we would need to make a sandwich, and Mrs. Simmons chose turkey and cheese. And then we wrote an arrow that was just maybe 2 or 3 lines, and we wrote the first thing that we did, and we started our sentence with first, because this is just pre-writing. This is just kind of writing out the steps on what we would need to include in the instructions, because we're telling somebody how we would do something. Okay, and when we're giving instructions, right, we're talking about the materials that we would need. Okay, and we are including a clear beginning, middle, and end. If you are not able to join us for whole group writing on Friday, your job today in writing is to think up your favorite sandwich. Okay, that's the first thing that you're going to want to do. And you will need to write it at the very top on a lined piece of paper, just like I did. Okay, and then the next thing that you're going to need to think of is, what are all the materials, all the items that you would need in order to make this sandwich, and not just food. Okay, if you eat a sandwich that needs peanut butter, you don't lob all the peanut butter and spread it on with your hand, do you? What tool do you use to put the peanut butter on? Okay, so think about those types of things. What tools, materials do you need for that? So then, when you've thinking and brainstorming that, you are going to write that down. Okay, and I will have a sentence starter for you in Seesaw for you to start writing your materials down.